Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are from Group 4.
And this is our English phonology video assignment.
Hope you enjoy!
Hello everyone, my name is Anissa Ramadhani with ID number A121, 22, and 149. And today I will explain about syllables, morphemes, and syllables constituents. Okay, first step that you have to know is about definition of syllable. A syllable is a single unbroken sound of a spoken or written word. Syllables usually contain a vowel and accompanying consonants. A syllable is quite easy to identify, but it's not easy to define. So, please pay attention for this explanation. For example, I would give you an example. The word of book has one syllable or called as a single syllable. Another example is drama. This word has two syllables such as dra and ma. Is it clear enough? If you still don't understand, I will give you more examples. Banana. This word has three syllables. There are b, n, and na. Okay, move to another explanation, and it's about the definition of morpheme. Morpheme is the smallest meaningful unit in a language. For the example, categorize. This word has two morphemes. This word has category and IZE as a suffix, and it's so meaningful. Another example is from the word unhappy. This word has two morphemes, un and happy. Without un, the word may not be meaningful if you want to say that you are not happy. So you can use unhappy to say that you are not happy instead of say not happy. Okay, now I will explain about how to find how much a syllable and morpheme in word. But before that, I would like to tell you that the morpheme has two types, free morpheme and bound morpheme. A free morpheme can stand alone and be used as an independent word in the language, while a bound morpheme cannot stand alone and cannot be used as an independent word in the language. This is the example for free morpheme. Free. This word has only one morpheme and also one syllable, without suffix and prefix, also without another word to become one. And here an example for bound morpheme. Unhappiness. In this word, there are three syllables and also three morphemes. The morpheme in this word are un, happy, and ness. Un as a prefix and ness as a suffix, and the syllable is un, happy, and ness. So this example is categorized as a bound morpheme. Okay, for the last explanation from me is about the structure of syllable or syllables constituents. There are onset, nucleus, and coda. Every syllable must have nucleus. Meanwhile, not every syllable has onset or coda. The nucleus is the vowel sound in the middle of a syllable. Onset is one or more consonant sounds. And coda is the same as onset, but coda is located in the end of word. Syllable also have two types, open and closed. For example, ka. There are onset and nucleus but without coda because it's open. Your mouth still open until in the end of word. Another word is come. There are k as an onset, a as the nucleus, and as the coda. And this word categorized as a closed syllable because your mouth will close at the end of saying that word. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Lito Renatus with ID number 146. I want to explain about timing tier, melody tier, and syllable weight. The syllabification method presented earlier has a few drawbacks, as it doesn't distinguish between long and short segments or differentiate between monophthongs and diphthongs. To address this, a modified approach introduced timing and melody tiers. The timing tier, known as the X syllable, determines segment length. Short segments have 1 X positions. Long segments have 2, including diphthongs. And the melody tier locates individual sounds like consonants and vowels. These modifications improve syllabifications by considering segment lengths and individual sounds placement, allowing for more accurate analysis in words like live, and life.
Hello guys, I'm Lara Sastiti with NA 1122-152. Here I will explain about syllable weight. So, what is syllable weight and what are some examples? Okay guys, syllable weight is determined based on the number of dominant segments at the rhyme note, and answer plays no role in the weight of the syllables. Meanwhile, based on their weight, syllables can be grouped into 2 syllables, namely light syllables and heavy syllables. Like the word the. The word the is a light syllable because if we make the structure, the nucleus only has 1 X position, so the word the is a light syllable because it also has a short vowel and no coda. Meanwhile, for a syllable whose nucleus has 2 X position, the syllable is a heavy syllable. For example, the word leave. So, to determine whether a syllable is light or heavy, we can look at the number of X position. If it only has 1 X position and no coda, then it's called a light syllable. Apart from that, a syllable is called heavy if the coda is a long vowel, diphthong, short vowel plus coda, long vowel plus coda, and diphthong plus coda. Besides being classified as light and heavy syllables, syllables can also be grouped into open syllables and closed or checked syllables. A syllable is called open if it contains no coda consonant, and it is called closed if it has a coda consonant. For example of open syllables such as the words be, by, and the word do, and so on. Example for words closed syllables such as sleep, put, song, and many more. So that's the explanation guys about syllable weight. I hope you understand. Thank you.
Okay, in here I want to explain about my material in 1.4 is syllables types. Different language might have different preferences for certain syllables types, contributing to the unique phonetic of each language. In English phonology, syllables are units of sounds that typically consist of a vowel sound with optional consonant sounds before or after the vowel. There are several types of syllables based on their structure. For the first one is open syllable. Syllables that end with a vowel sounds and have no coda, and the structure is CV, consonant vowel, and the example is go and high. And the second is closed syllable. Syllables that end with a consonant sound, often with a consonant in the coda position, and the structure is CVC, consonant, vowel, consonant. And the example is cat, dog. And the next is vowel initial syllables. Syllables that begin with a vowel sound and may or may not have a consonant onset. And the structure is V, vowel. And the example is apple,
Alright, and the next is consonant initial syllables. Syllables that begin with a consonant sound, often with a consonant onset. And the structure is C, consonant. And the last is complex syllable. Syllables that contain clusters either at the beginning or the end. And the structure is CCV, consonant consonant vowel, CVV, consonant vowel vowel, and CCVV, consonant consonant vowel vowel. And the example is play, street. Remember that understanding the syllable types can help you in decoding and pronouncing words accurately in English.
Hello, my name is Valen Algabila Ananda with ID number 147. I want to explain about the sonority scale and sonority sequencing generalization. So, what is sonority scale? Imagine a ladder of sounds, from quiet to loud, like a whisper to a shout. The sonority scale is a way of arranging these sounds based on their loudness or intensity. Consonants and vowels fall at different points on this scale. Vowels are usually more sonorous or louder than most consonants. Let's take an example. Sonority scale, less sonorous. Consonants are generally less sonorous than vowels. For instance, consider the sound P in pet or T in top. These are less sonorous than vowels like A in cat or E in pen, which are louder and more open. Let's move to the next one, sonority sequencing generalization. This is a rule that helps describe how sounds tend to flow in spoken language. The general idea is that in a syllable, sounds usually follow a pattern from less sonorous, quieter, to more sonorous, louder. For example, in English, syllables often follow a pattern where sounds move from less sonorous to more sonorous. Consider the word cat. It starts with the less sonorous ka sound, then the more sonorous e vowel sound, and ends with the less sonorous t sound. This follows the generalization of moving from quieter to louder sounds within a syllable. In simpler terms, the sonority scale is like a ladder of sounds, and the sonority sequencing generalization is a rule about the order in which sounds often appear in words. Thank you.
Okay, I will explain the material 1.6 about onset phonotactics. The onset is the sound at the beginning of the syllable. It comes before the nucleus. The onset can be 1, 2, or 3 consonants. For example, in sound B, words like boy. B is onset and oi is nucleus. And the second example is D. Words like day. D is onset, A is nucleus. But no words in English begin with and because these two sounds can only occur in codas. Jadi, onset adalah konsonan yang berada di awal kalimat. Dan ada dua sounds yang tidak termasuk onset, yaitu and I think that's all from me, and the next material can be explained by my friend, and thank you.
Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hello everyone, my name is Salman Iskan Sabirin. My number student is A1212028. Okay, today I want to explain about rhyme phonotactics. Okay, let's begin. Okay, start from codas. What is the function in rhyme phonotactics? Okay, codas can be occupied by more than one consonant. Okay, it can be occupied by one consonant. For example, fur. The word of fur have two consonants occupying the vowel like number 3. See? So the vowel, not only that, the vowel can also occupied by 3 consonants such as lab. Okay, based on example on the book, we can say the words containing 2 segments in codas have certain following clusters. Okay, it is important to note that is V equal a vowel, or the meaning is a vowel. So R is R, okay, L is L, N equal nasal sounds, F equal fricative sounds, and S is equal stop. Okay, so VRL, VRA, VRA, VRAs. When C1 is an R, C2 can be an I and an I, a nasal, a fricative, or a stop. For example, fur. Okay, so the second one is PLN, LF, LV, PLF, PLS. When C1 is an I, C2 can be a nasal, a fricative, or a stop. For example, kill, help, or help. Okay, so the third is V and F and V and S. When C1 is a nasal, C2 can be a fricative or a stop. For example, plants, French, and lamps. Okay. The next is VFS. When C1 is a fricative, in example, S or F, C2 can only be voiceless, stop. For example, grasp, last, task, and soft. So the last is VSS and VSF. When C1 is a stop, C2 can be a stop or a fricative. For example, act, app, acts, and labs. Special mention needs to made about the cluster of VFS as defined by the above data. When C1 is a fricative, S or F, in a word of the shape C, PC1, C2, C2 can only be occupied by a voiceless stop. No other cluster are possible. Therefore, in English, there will never be words like as, less, and as, where as from a cluster with a non-voiceless stop. Okay? So, here I wanna read conclusion. Yeah, we can say that coda can contain as many as 3 segments. Yet, if there are 3 segments in coda, the third segment, the outmost, is always a coronal. If the inmost segment in the coda is a liquid, the next segment can be a nasal, a fricative, or a stop. If the innermost consonant is a nasal, the next segment will be a fricative or a stop. If the inner consonant is a fricative, the next segment is a stop, and finally, if the inner segment is a stop, the outer segment will be S, since the third utmost segment is predictable. We can say that the most segment in product can only be 2. This given us the final template of English syllable, that is C, C, V, C, C. Okay, that's all for me. I'm sorry if all my explanation is not correct or not clear for you. The last I say to you all, thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Now I want to explain about syllable division and the maximal onset principle. Syllable division and the maximal onset principle help determine how to break words into syllables. One common guideline is that the number of syllables in a word matches the number of pronounced vowels, not just the number of written vowels. For instance, in English, the word tape might appear to have 2 vowels, but it's pronounced as one syllable, tape, because the second vowel is silent. Conversely, in the Buginese word, tape, both vowels are pronounced, so it's divided into 2 syllables, tape. Maximal onset principle suggests maximizing the consonant at the beginning of a syllable. Hence the term maximal onset, aiding in syllable division.
Okay, I will continue the material from my friend Dito about maximal onset principle, or can be called MOP. There are 2 principles that must be recognized in order to locate the syllable boundary in a written word. First, we have recognition of affixes. Affixes like prefixes and suffixes are recognized as separate syllables if they form syllables on their own. With example like book in, not booking. However, sometimes an affix might not qualify for a separate syllable, like in books, where the suffix doesn't create a separate syllable. And next, we have vowel sounds. Vowels ending in a long sound usually end a syllable, while those with short sounds, call it checked vowels, need a consonant coda to close the syllable. These principles help in determining syllables boundaries as illustrated by the comparison of words in groups A and B in the text. Then maximal onset principle basically states maximize onset, meaning that we must put as many consonants in onset as possible so far as the onset phonetics allows them. Contohnya seperti kata language. Kata language sendiri terdiri dari 2 suku kata, yaitu leng dan which. Mengapa eng tidak bisa disatukan dengan which? Karena eng tidak bisa dijadikan onset dan tidak sah dalam bahasa Inggris, sehingga eng disatukan dengan kata le, yaitu leng. Nah, jika eng disatukan dengan which, maka cara bacanya itu language. Jadi, yang benarnya adalah language. Nah, itu dia salah satu contoh katanya. That's all the material from me, and thank you.
That's our video assignment. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.